everyone, I'm Michelle from the Cincinnati Zoo, and I'm here today to ask you, what day is it? So I'll give you some hints. It's July 29th. Maybe if you check out my sweet temporary tattoo, or my awesome socks. And now I'm just imagining all of you at home screaming, International Tiger Day! And you're right, it's International Tiger Day. So International Tiger Day was started in 2010 as a way to raise awareness for tiger conservation. So tigers, they're estimated out of all the tiger species to be about 3,800 left in the wild. Here at the Cincinnati Zoo we have Malayan tigers, and there's only estimated to be about 250 to 340 individuals left in the wild. So tigers are really struggling. Here at the zoo, we obviously love tigers, and we're hoping you love tigers too. So I'm going to go through a couple of fun facts about our tigers here, tigers in general, and then some even cooler ways that you can help save tigers in the wild. So this here is Batari. She is enjoying a nice blood popsicle right now, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a nice frozen treat in the summertime. They clearly love it very much. Batari is, oh gosh, I'm trying to think the last time we weighed her. It was just a month ago. She's around 302 pounds. So Malayan tigers get to be about 7 to 8 feet long and between 200 300 pounds, so she's a big girl. I would say that Batari is our most playful tiger. She loves any sort of enrichment that we give her. This right here is a great form of enrichment. The box behind her is a form of enrichment. It's a way for us to mentally stimulate the animals that we have. We can do this with treats that they can taste, something different than they normally get. You can do it with fun boxes that they can destroy. There's a beautiful banner in the background that they can tear up. All sorts of things just to help mentally stimulate them. Next we have her sister Izzy. She's in the yard next door, a different exhibit. That's because tigers are actually solitary animals. In the wild, they only come together for breeding situations, and when they're babies, they only stay with mom for up to 2 years. These guys were born February 3rd, 2017, so they're 3 years old right now, so in the wild, they'd be separated and on their own away from mom already. So Izzy, in the next yard over, she is 243 pounds. She is probably the smartest tiger that we have. We do husbandry training for these guys, and if you're curious what that is, it's basically any behavior that we can train them with operant conditioning that's positive reinforcement, just to help lower the stress in their lives. So these guys are all trained for voluntary injections, which means, you know, when you go to the doctor and you have to get a shot, it's not very fun, right? But you know that it's really fast and it ends quickly, and then you know, usually, well, my mom would always take me for ice cream afterwards. So use that same concept with tigers. We train them that if they come over and they get a shot, it doesn't hurt very long, it's over really fast, and then afterwards they get a nice, awesome treat. So these guys are all very into husbandry training, but like I said, Izzy is the smartest. She definitely picks it up the fastest. Next we have Kyra. She's our epileptic tiger. She is doing awesome because we have an amazing vet staff that now has her on a combination of different medicines that has reduced her seizures. She's only had one in the past 13 months, which is incredible when you think about it. So she will be on exhibit later today if you guys want to come by and visit our tigers. So tigers in the wild, like I said, they are struggling. These guys are top predators in their habitat in the Malay Peninsula. They can take down deer, boar, young elephants, tapirs, all sorts of different animals, but they are still, you know, susceptible to habitat loss and human poaching and things like that that we really need to look into and work on. So some ways that you guys can help tigers in the wild. I would say the first way is just to educate yourself. Look up some stuff about tigers. See, you know, what's out there that you can help them with. If you check out the link below this video, there's a blog on different ways you can help. Another way that you can help tigers is by visiting AZA institutions. That's the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. These are institutions that give the highest standards of animal care while also providing education and conservation. So come see Cincinnati, you can come see our girls in person. That's another great way for you to help tigers. And lastly, the one I want to touch on is buying products that use sustainable palm oil. So palm oil is found in a lot of products in your home, and I actually challenge you today, just go through your home. It can be found in ice cream, it can be found in cereal, it can be found in lipstick. It's so many products use palm oil. So it's a big reason that there's deforestation happening in the tiger's natural habitat. But there are companies that farm palm oil sustainably, and that way it helps protect tigers' homes. So I challenge you all to look into that, try to find products that you use every day, but use it sustainably. So now, if anybody has any questions, we can go through some of those.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Alex wants to know, can tigers roar?
They can. There was a cat conference that I got to go to, and this was a heated debate because it was thought for a long time that tigers couldn't. But I've heard it, I know it happens, I found it on multiple websites, so I'm going to stand by that answer. Tigers can roar. I will say though, they cannot purr. Big cats cannot purr over cheetah size. So tigers, instead of purring, they do a chuff noise, which means they're happy. It's a way that they can greet each other, and sometimes they do it to me, and it makes me very happy.
So is it true that a cat that can purr can't roar, and a cat that can roar can't purr?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to say I'm not 100% on that.
Lyle wants to know, can tigers swim?
They can. That's a great question. Tigers love water. They're probably the exception to all cat rules. They love water, and I've even read before that they have semi-webbed toes, so that way it helps them swim better in the water.
And do they swim here?
They do. In the next habitat over, they have a nice big deep pool. There's lots of pictures on Facebook that I've seen of our members being able to get really good pictures of them swimming. Since it's brought up, it's empty, and that's because of our epileptic tiger. So we don't want to give a chance that she could accidentally have a seizure in the pool, and we don't want any bad accidents like that to happen. So this pool actually has a sprinkler system above the glass, and it sprays water into the pool so that way they can get a nice way to cool off and cool down since it is very hot. It goes off every hour for 20 minutes. So
Josh wants to know, can they climb trees?
Great question. So tigers are not really known for climbing trees very well, but they have 3 to 4 inch long retractable claws, and we actually have a climbing tree in the very back of the exhibit. It's kind of hidden by the branches if you go that way. So they can climb. Again, they're not exactly known for it in the wild, but they're very strong, very powerful, and we got that feed pole put in as a form of enrichment. So we can hang up prey items that they get. Once a week they get bunnies, for example. So we can hang that on that pole and then watch them climb. It's a great way to keep them in shape, great way to keep them thinking. It's a puzzle, they have to figure out how to get it, and then again they have to use those muscles to climb up that tree to get there.
Angie has a great question. She wants to know, how can they tell if the palm oil and items that they find in their home, how can they tell if they were harvested sustainably?
Great question. There's actually a little label for companies that have been deemed sustainable. So if you look on there, it should have a little tiny symbol that says sustainable palm oil, but also Google's a great resource. I usually just check on Google to see which companies, there's a list out there of sustainable resources.
Beth wants to know, how heavy is a tiger, or how big can they get?
So Malayans can get up to 300 pounds. I know the most about Malayans because that's what I work with. But the largest tiger species, I believe, is the Amur tiger, and I want to say they can get up to 600, but again, don't quote me on that one. They get a lot bigger, I'll say that. Malayan is the second smallest species, so imagine this, but like 300 pounds heavier.
Angela wants to know, do tigers shed their fur like house cats?
They do. Yes, they do. It's quite a mess to clean up, but it's worth it.
Deborah wants to know, what is the treat that they're licking right now? What is that made of?
So this is made of frozen blood, and then on top there's some meat on there too. So again, this is something that they absolutely love. It's a nice treat for them, especially on a hot summer day.
Dawn wants to know, oh sorry, go ahead, are you done? Dawn wants to know, what color are their eyes?
That's a good question. It's kind of a yellow color. I wish she would look up right now so we could see. When they're born though, they have bright blue eyes and they're so pretty. And then they kind of turn more yellow as they get older. There she goes. Look this way. No.
Our last question's from Bill. He wants to know, how do you tell them apart?
Oh, Bill, I love that question. So every tiger has an individual special tiger stripe print, just like we have individual fingerprints. So these guys, I tell them apart by looking at their forehead, but they have different marks on their body that helps me tell them apart too. But if you look right above it's their right eye. Batari has two little circles right above her eye. Izzy has straight line, or they're curved, but they're solid lines that come down in the same spot. And then Kyra has kind of spotted lines in the same spot on her face. Plus, again, these guys have such different personalities. If you can't tell by the stripes, you could definitely tell by their behavior. Alright guys, thank you so much. We hope that you had a great International Tiger Day. If you want to come by later and visit our tigers, we would love that, and so would they.